I'm like almost getting weepy. I'm so sorry. I'm playing this stupid hidden object game. I'm about to cry. But like, I need to talk about it. Greetings, everybody. Listen, this is not going to be a normal playthrough. I am so fired up about something, and like, I have just a plain white background right now, and it's super boring, so I thought, what else to do but just continue playing my holiday hidden object game. Are we still Agent Chode Poach? Yes. Okay. We're going back. So, I just watched a video by, she's actually a makeup YouTuber named RawBeautyKristi. I have been watching her show for a long time, and she hasn't posted anything in a really long time. Potion bottle, mousetrap valve, cooking pots, bamboo steamer. Oh, I know where that is. Yeah. So she hadn't posted anything in a really long time, and finally, and I mean, it's not like her fault, right? Because she had like a baby, and then everything else that's been happening for the last couple years. She just posted this video about like what's happened just in the world since like 2020, and why does it feel like the internet feels so dead? And I can't get over it. She's so right. And she really put like words to a feeling that I couldn't express and I couldn't acknowledge. And it's this feeling of like boredom, right? Where, what am I trying to find right now? I'm trying to find a mousetrap. A wooden figure. Ah ha ha ha. And a mousetrap. That's not a mousetrap. There it is. I just couldn't put anything to it. And there was this horrible feeling of boredom with the internet. Like we've hit some sort of peak around 2020 where it was just too much. It was too much content and everything is too fast, and now everything's streaming. And there's this feeling when you put out content, or you want to put out content, that like, who the fuck cares? You know, like, who gives a shit about my stupid Let's Play or like any of my other videos, which I have to acknowledge have done well considering the size of my channel. It's just, I don't know how to express it. Like, I guess I'm trying to put words to it. And I think she said that with her, it hit at like the pandemic. But for me, I would say it hit a bit earlier than that. And I'm so sorry that I am going to get into politics now, because I stopped doing that on this channel a long time ago. But if you're okay to talk about that, I'm just going to roll with it. For me, it was Trump. It really was. It was like, she was talking about how like prior to like, you know, like it was like 2012, 2014 up to like 2016. Like that was the prime for so much YouTube content, and so like on Instagram, and everything was so fun. And that's really when I was having so much fun too. I'm looking for a fucking cooking pot and I can't find it. I was having so much fun. I was doing like, I don't know how many of you were here for it, but I was doing like makeup stuff. I was doing like Sailor Moon inspired makeup stuff, and the videos were terrible, but I didn't care because it was so fun. Where the fuck is this cooking pot? Get a hint. Aha. Okay. It was so fun. And there was some sort of, go into the servants' quarters. There was some sort of horrible realization that was perhaps just naivety on my part, looking for an eye. Some sort of realization that like, oh wait, could this actually happen, right? Like because like when Trump entered the race, I was like, he's not gonna, like, this is a joke, right? And I think a lot of people felt that way. Like, this is a joke. This guy is such an obvious buffoon, right? Like, he's so clearly an idiot and like so full of himself. Like he's like a comic book villain. It's hilarious. And then as he got closer and closer, I just watched in like horror, honestly, with a mushroom, as he became the front runner for the Republican Party. And it really shook, again, perhaps it's naivety on my part, like it really shook my, oh, I've got it. Okay, I can go to the crime computer to figure things out. Okay. Shit, what are we doing? Right, got it. it really shook my like, I don't want to say faith in the country, but like, it shook my understanding of like political norms and just norms about everything. I'm like, that couldn't happen. We have, some dignity in this country, right? Like, I'm not gonna let that guy. And then it happened. And it was so like scary to see that, like, one, that people now, like in modern day, could be so they could be so easily like led to believe something like that by like a charlatan, by like a hilariously, like, comedically stupid buffoon. And people are like, yeah, that's my president. Like, yes, I was really horrified by that. And so I was dealing with that, and I think a lot of us were dealing with that. By the way, if you don't agree with me politically, it's fine. Just go away. I don't want any of this. Is not a political video, even though I'm talking about politics. Just shut up, right? What was I saying? Oh yeah, like, so I'm dealing with that, and everybody's dealing with the fact that Trump is a moron, and he's continually saying and doing moronic things, and we're like, all right, well, this happened. And then the pandemic happened. And so, like, that was scary in its own right, where it's like, we have this terrifying virus that we don't understand a lot about, I'm like almost getting weepy. I'm so sorry. I'm playing this stupid hidden object game. I'm about to cry. But like, I need to talk about it. We're dealing with this like idiot who's like constantly doing stupid crap. And then we have this terrifying virus. We don't know, there's no vaccine. We don't fully understand it. We don't know if it was man-made or if it came from whatever, Wuhan, who's a fudge, whatever. Like, at the beginning, it was so scary because it's like, are people going to start dying en masse? Like, are we safe? Is it going to, mutate and change? Like, at first they were like, it's okay, kids are safe, but then they weren't. And I'm like, okay, like, how bad is this going to get? Is this like the end of the world? Like, genuinely, I was thinking like that. And I think a lot of people were. And on top of that, we had to deal with the fact that the person in charge was like a complete idiot, like certifiably a just total and complete moron, who didn't like, he didn't take anything seriously because it wasn't about him. He can't, like, he's all detached and weird and like a narcissist, and like, in a way that's very boring, and I feel sad for people who have to deal with him. But like, that was the person like calling the shots. And that, I think, in me, really, it felt like that moment where you realize that like the adults in your life are not actually in control, that they weren't, like, nobody was at the wheel. No adult was at the wheel. We had this like raging chimpanzee at the wheel, and people were dying. And it felt, and like, I lost my job. I got laid off like very early on in the pandemic, and people didn't know what to do, and that was so scary. I think that really traumatized me. I know I was talking about the internet earlier, but I think that was like the beginning of it for me, where it's like, this isn't fun anymore. And as the economy got worse, the like marketers, being the fucking way that they are, they were like, you know what we should do here? What we should do here is push more ads on people. Come on. And then, and that's another thing. Like, so it was like, there were more ads, and we were supposed to pretend like nothing was happening. You were supposed to go to work like people weren't dying all around you. Yay, diarrhea and treat. So I apologize for the courtship and proposal for many months now. You could read. Like, I'm like so in my feelings. I apologize. March 14th, 1985. Delightful carriage ride. Charles amazed me by proposing. That'll go well. This is a moment of every woman awaits. A wealthy, handsome man asking for her hand in marriage. A man wrote that. Anyway. So, what was I saying? Shit. Damn you, game. I'm sorry for that this is so, like, discordant. Like, I'm playing this silly game while I'm talking about something so serious. But I think it's helping me take the edge off. And yeah, like, RawBeautyKristi talking about that just blew the like top off of all my feelings about that. I was like, she's so fucking right. She's always right about everything. Well, not all, but you know what I mean? Like, she always says what everyone is thinking, and like without any, she's so raw. I'll link the video below if you want to check her out. I really like her stuff. And like, yeah, you had to go to work and pretend like it was maybe possibly the end of the world, or like not the end of the world, but like the end of humanity as we knew it. I'm looking for a barbecue wing. I found it. And like, yeah, I had a boss at the time right before I was laid off. He was just, they were acting like our like quarterly goals for that company were still like, it was still important. Like, it was still a thing that we had to do, and they were letting people go home and people were getting sick, and it was so scary. It was like this it was just this shock, I guess. There was this horrendous shock. I was like, holy shit, the authority figures from the bottom level to the very top are just going to let us die. They're just going to let us die. There's a camera. I couldn't believe it. I was so, and I know I should, like, again, maybe that was just like silly naivety on my part, where there was still this childlike, like, there's some nerd in the back in a suit and tie who's really taking care of everything and making sure everybody is safe and everything is running smoothly. And there wasn't. They were all morons. They were all greedy, sociopathic morons. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. And so that, I think, has created an environment. And by the way, my son's watching Miss Rachel. I'm hoping that he doesn't hear me ranting in here. I do want to emphasize that RawBeautyKristi didn't say any of that stuff about politics. That's literally just me. She was more talking about the environment of the internet after all of that. It's just different. It's like you can get everything at the click of a button, and nothing feels like anything has value anymore. And I get what she's talking about, especially in my own work. Like, I've had videos that, can you hear my son? I'm sorry. There isn't a door. That's another thing. My landlords haven't put the door on most of the rooms in my house. I love renting. Shit. What? Oh, no. I just had it. Yeah, like, when I have videos that I thought, like, hey, that would be a cool idea for a video. Because that, like, after a while, your brain just continues to make, like, what about this? What about this? And then, but there's this intense boredom of, like, after I've already thought about it for about, 30 minutes, I'm like, it's whatever, it's over. Like, I don't have the energy anymore to, like, give a shit, even about myself or anybody else's content either. Like, some of my big favorites have put out videos that were like 4 hours long. And I'm like, I'm not watching that. I'm sure that's hilarious and interesting. I don't have the wherewithal to do that. All I can do right now is scroll on TikTok like a baby. I guess your baby shouldn't be scrolling on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, it's like our attention spans are so fractured and terrible, which I know I've talked about before. But it's like an attention span, even for my own content, is so difficult to keep track of. And that's why I've been trying to make content that's a little easier for me to get a hold of like this, because like, where's the fucking masquerade mask? There's this malaise, this like empty sadness to the internet where like, who gives a shit anymore about anything that I have to say when all of this stuff happened? I guess that's the follow through, like that's the connecting thread, is like, who gives a shit about what I have to say about anything when millions of people died because of like political greed, like greed and capitalism and political horseshit. Like, not even for a good reason, not even valiantly. People died because I clicked on that accidentally, but okay. We're back to I can go to different floors. Cool. Guest room. Oh no. I have to use my brain for this. Maybe. Garden. Okay. That's a shitty shed. Okay. Yeah, it does feel different. There was an enthusiasm and an excitement to, like, I would say like 2014, 2015. Like, I was really into K-pop, and I knew it was okay to be into something that wasn't like trying to be serious, you know? Like, it was glitzy, it was glammy. Like 2016, like all of the makeup was really extravagant, and like it was just fun. And it feels like nothing is fun anymore the way it used to be. I can still have fun, but it doesn't feel the same. And I think it's probably because I'm not the same. I don't know if I'll ever be the same again after what happened. And I think it hits really hard around Christmas because, like, things never really went back to the way they were. I'm looking for a picture. There it is. Things never really went back to the way they were before the Trump era. That happiness, that excitement, that naivety certainly is probably never coming back, and it never bounced back. And yet I'm supposed to have like all of these commercials being like, the Christmas season, butt fart mix splooge bucket. Like, why don't you buy this stupid horse shit that we made overseas? Like, and I'm supposed to continue enjoying buying things. I am supposed to, there's a cane, still continue enjoying shopping and enjoying, I guess, the commercial buzz I'm supposed to get. And you can see them pushing at it, like, you know, buy it, you want to do it, it's so much fun. And I'm like, it's not fun. Millions of people fucking died, and you made Trump president. I mean, obviously it's probably not that marketer's fault that Trump got president, but like, it's not fun as it was. And I also have, I'm like significantly more stressed out all the time. I have way less like faith in our institutions, which means what am I looking for? I'm looking for a crush. Okay. I have so much more like trepidation. So like, I never want to spend money because I'm so scared of what could happen. Because like, could that happen again? Absolutely could happen again, because there's still the same fucking morons controlling everything. And Democrats don't think like that they're getting away like unscathed here. They're trying to be like, have patriotism. Be patriotic and vote for us so that we can get this fucking despot away from you. And like, till when? Till next time? Why don't you go fuck yourselves? Like, it was already bad. That's the thing. Like, things were not as bad as they were, but you guys weren't doing a great job before. You know? I still had qualms about the way the like establishment Democrats were doing. And now, after falling over your fucking asses time after time, I'm supposed to get excited about Joe goddamn Biden again. I wasn't excited the first time, but they're like, look what he did here, look what he did here. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I will be lucky if I can afford my rent this month. And grocery prices, he still didn't get my student, I still have to pay my student loans. I'm like babbling at this. Sorry. Kevin, you're rambling. I know I am, but like, I'm supposed to get excited about saving the country from the Republicans. And I'm like, how many times do we have to fucking do this? And like, when you guys get in control, like, it's still not great. It's like things still go to fucking shit all the time. They don't go to shit as much, for sure. So it's like, I know it's like the lesser of two evils, and I'm supposed to be protecting, you know, innocent minorities and people who have disabilities from the aggressive incompetence and the aggressive abuses of the Republican Party. And I get it, and I will do it, but I'm not like happy about it. I'm not feeling patriotic. You can all lick my ass. Seriously, like I have a lot of privilege as a white woman. Even though, like, I'm a single mom and, like, shit fucking sucks here. Like, I'm not doing great. But, like, if the Republicans get into control again, like they fucking do, they could hurt people so much who don't even have as much privilege as I do. And I don't have very much. So it's like, I do feel responsibility to do that. It's so... Man, you can all seriously kiss my ass. It just all feels so wrapped up in each other, where they're like, feel patriotic, support the economy by buying your Christmas fucking garbage. And I'm like, why don't you go fuck yourself and let me starve in peace? Seriously, I am so done with all of your horse shit. I'm so salty this time. I'm sorry, but like, I haven't been talking about politics lately, and I think it's because every once in a while I will say something that's really kind of like out of pocket. And number one, you'll get people correcting you, which shit, sometimes I'm wrong, so like fair game there. But like other times, if you say anything wrong, if you say anything right about Trump and like you point out like incredibly fucking obvious facts, you will get like a troll farm in Macedonia coming down on you, which like nobody wants. Or you get like, what are this plea essentially cultists? Like, I don't know what else to call them. Deborah the cultist will come into my comment section and be like, you just don't understand, and Donald Trump is Jesus Christ, and I've never read the Bible. You know, like, I don't need that in my life. I'm already stressed out as it is. And I think that a lot of people I know have stopped talking about politics because they can't deal with the insane cultist like screeching when they're already dealing with someone. Where the fuck is the rake? Where's the rake? You guys pointed out to me. I'm sorry. Oh, no, not the diary. Yes, I know. Closed diary. I like how everything's taped in. No, we're talking about politics. Like, shit. I've lost both trains of thought here. That is a spear. Okay. Yeah, I think so many people are just exhausted. They're exhausted by the backlash. And of course, that's why you have troll farms, because they're very effective, right? You rile up not just the troll farms, but like you rile up mentally unbalanced people on like Facebook and like retired, you know, people's grandparents who have retired and spend all of their days on Facebook getting radicalized. And then you just hurl them at people like a internet weapon, like a digital weapon, to like scream about reptilians and politics at you. And it's like, I'm just trying to pay my rent, man. Do you have any idea how much apples are right now? I'm so pissed off. I'm sorry. I'm like, anyway, RawBeautyKristi started this. This is very much like an old 2012 type vlog where I am just like screeching into the night about how frustrated I am. And once she opened the doors, I kind of just like verbal diarrhea everywhere. But yeah, I stopped talking about politics on this channel because threw me into a part of the algorithm that was like, well, this channel is about politics. And I'm like, no, I'm just a human being who has opinions about things that affect me. And things have gotten so bad. They've gotten so much worse than I ever thought they could really get. Probably around 2012. I did not think that things could get so insane. And then they did, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it feels like politically where is the fucking RAKE? And it feels like what are you pointing at? Oh, for fuck's sake. Every year, things get worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, when is this ever going to stop? When is it ever going to be fun again? When is it ever going to chill out? I don't know. I know it will, but I'm afraid I am going to be an absolutely batshit old woman by the time it does. And then, like, my children and my grandchildren will be like, wow, grandma's really high strung. I'm like, you have no idea what I've been walking through. You know, like, I don't know where the pepper is. I know you're all screaming at me about it. I apologize. No. What? A pepper. A plant pepper. I was looking for like a pepper shaker. I feel foolish. Well, oh shit. Okay, Madam Zoltak. Okay, I have to focus now. I have to have. This game is very ephemera heavy, and I really like that. Okay, this does that. Okay, that does that. The death card. Whoa, she's spooky. Okay, that does that. Ooh. Okay, so this says 5 cents. I feel like there's probably a 5-cent thing somewhere. Oh. Am I playing tic-tac-toe right now? Hey. Oh, okay. Oh God, is this gonna be a draw? How embarrassing. I'm losing tic-tac-toe. Okay, get that center spot. It's gonna go, okay. Ha ha ha. Suck a dick. Yes. What does this do? Does that. That's what it does. Error. What then? Hey, that's a sneaky. Sneak. Okay. Fish. Something about fish. Okay. Do I have to? I did it. Okay. And then. Okay. And then I think that I have to get bones. 3 bones. This gives me a 5-cent piece, which good. There? Oh, she's telling me something. She's telling me something. What's she telling me? That's cool. Oh, it's a key. Oh, yeah, the key. I did it. Well, I think that's enough of me absolutely rambling for now. Thank you for listening to me just verbal diarrhea all over you. I had so many feelings after watching that RawBeautyKristi video. I highly recommend you check it out because she just said so many things that really resonated with me. I cannot guarantee I will ever do this again because I'm not going to like the comment section, I know. So apologies there. And if you did not sign up for this kind of content, that is fair, that's valid, and I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I will see you all next time. Bye.